is bringing this proposal up because it's not unheard of, and other people are stepping forward and taking leadership and initiative into actually doing what they're asking for.
Well, I appreciate that, but simply because that there are Congress people who agree, and there are many Congress people who do not agree. The president certainly does not agree, and simply because the Congresswoman doesn't agree doesn't mean that she's not taking leadership and that she doesn't support these causes. It just means that we disagree, and that's all it is. And I'm asking you for the privilege to do that, to disagree with you about a couple of things when there are so many more important things. You know, right now across this country, you know, we have state legislators that are pulling the rug out under voters, that are creating voter suppression measures that are going to probably kill off the last bit of democracy we have in some of those states.
But that's just,
Protest them.
but that's, what's more important in Orange County, or what she represents, than 3 citizen children being left without their dad? What's more important than that?
The Congresswoman has
The
us working on those types of cases every day.
But that's case by case, so.
That's all
so
we can do.
What we expect, what I would think we would expect of our lawmakers and community people and school officials is that we look at systemic solutions, so that we're not just grinding like hamsters on the wheel.
Hence,
So Obama, as a reminder to everybody, also said he couldn't do deferred action for you either. He said that for 2 years. He couldn't do anything about it. He was petitioned for 2 years, right? And then all of a sudden, he was able to do it. Somewhere, somehow, legally, he managed to do it. So I guess the question is, and I would respect it if for me, if the Congresswoman says, I just don't agree with it, then there's nothing you can do. There really is. You vote somebody else in that does.
Okay.
But if she's saying we can't, then I think that's worth pursuing. If other Congress people had found a way that you could, why couldn't she support that? Or is it just simply she doesn't believe that people should stop being deported?
no, the Congresswoman, look, first of all, it's not, that's what the point I'm trying to make here, is that it's not one or the other. To suggest that because the Congresswoman doesn't agree with asking the president to extend deferred action to everyone does not mean suddenly that she's for deportations. Okay, I think that's only fair to say and fair to consider. Now, if the Congresswoman doesn't agree with your position, do you feel that that means she shouldn't be representing the 46th district?
Well, all I know from personal experience. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she should represent us then.
So that makes her unworthy in your view.
Yes.
Okay, well that's fine, and you can have that position. But what I'm only suggesting to you is that our tent needs to be big enough for us to disagree on certain things, as long as we agree on the most important things. There's no stronger champion for comprehensive immigration reform than Congresswoman Lorette Sanchez.
Okay, I understand that there can be different positions, but her not agreeing with something is costing people their lives here. It is causing families to be separated here.
I think that's being a little over dramatic.
No, it's not. That's exactly what's happening.
You have somebody here who's going through it right now.
I mean,
We understand that, and Alexis will tell you that our office has an open door and that we help people whenever and any place, anytime that we can.
So Alexis, then we do wrap up.
I'm just gonna say is that we are gonna meet with the office next week with a bunch of families that we help, but I will say that we're not enough. When I say we're the only group that's on deportation, that's unfortunate to us, because it's draining work. I mean, some of us didn't have spring break for school. We're students, we're immigrant students, and part of undocumented families. Our parents also are undocumented. My dad works in Juan Capistrano. There was raids. We were able to stop another deportation of women, and the staff did help us with that. But what I'm saying, my point is, her cousin, we didn't have enough time to help him. He's a migrant, you know. So we don't have us as a group, we don't have the capacity. So, you know, we do understand that a more blanket protection for everybody will be better for us. Admin relief is not the end; it's a protection. Obama just did it last year. He also applied a certain immigration, what we call parole in place, to family members of U.S. military personnel. So we are gonna meet with the staff next week because even after you stop a deportation, doesn't end there. We do have a bunch of families whose loved ones are currently in proceedings, and we do wanna see how the Congresswoman, if she does support us and our parents, what she would do about these cases. So, you know, in that sense, I am gonna say, we're not gonna lie, the staff has helped us in a couple cases, helped us with the Gurnwood case. But that doesn't mean, you know, 1,000 people get deported every day. You know, we stop at deportation today, tomorrow, 1 more 1,000 are gonna get deported.
Mike, the last thing I would say is this. Obviously, we disagree on this. What I'm asking is that we be able to have a disagreement about something and still remain together as a group, fighting for the ultimate, what I think is the best solution, and that's comprehensive immigration.
So we'll finish with this, because the one thing that does, the video is quite striking of Loretta literally running from.
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure I will.
And it
You
wasn't
better.
like it was like a mob, it wasn't yelling, it was just answer the question, right? So I think that the job of any elected official is you have to, like you said, deal with that. And so to run away from constituents who have flown to DC under a lot of risk, I think this does not look good for the Congresswoman, and it makes it hard for folks to understand what she may be doing in another aspect. So you might want to communicate that back to her.
I will definitely
And
communicate.
perhaps, maybe when she comes back every weekend.
Every weekend.
Can you help her organize a conversation with the Dreamers? Are you willing to talk with her directly?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we've been asking for.
On the 25th, the flyers are right back there.
No, we want an actual meeting with her.
Facilitate, a meeting, a face-to-face meeting with the Dreamers and with her to iron out, to be clear about the disagreements, but to see, okay, what can be done, as well as what the Dreamers are saying that may not be well-informed that you're suggesting, and or what they are saying that is well-informed. Can you facilitate that?
Certainly.
Okay. Does that
And
sound
her
good?
response, I'm gonna leave her response on the back table
And
for anyone who wants
you
to.
could do that for this weekend?
I don't know if she's coming home this particular weekend, but,
Yeah, of course.
she's definitely gonna be here on the 25th.
So in 3 weeks. 2 weeks. Are there folks still in DC?
Yes.
Yes, but they'll be right.
Still in DC?
I,
Can you call the DC office?
I can definitely call the DC office, and I would be happy to do that. And I think that a meeting would be good, but probably not a protest.
No, it's gonna be a meeting.
Probably not a protest.
That's why it's gonna be a meeting.
That change only has happened through protests. Systems aren't like very kind about that. They have to be pressured. So I think that Congresswoman from Orange County knows that change in Orange County only, her election happened through protest. So I think that we need to be mindful, that hopefully she'll be mindful of that. That sometimes it hurts to be on the other side of it, but don't forget that's how you got there. Frank.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I want to say, because on the one hand, you know, I live in Santana, and I think Loretta Sanchez has been the best thing that has been there representing us, because before that was Dornan for a long time. And I think a lot of people might not agree with everything that she does, but I agree with most of the things she does. And the other thing is, I understand your passion